The Democratic Republic of Congo is one of the richest countries with $24 trillion worth of mineral resources such as diamonds, gold, cobalt, and copper. But still, nearly 64% of people in Congo, just under 60 million, lived on less than $2.15 a day. That's a shocking statistic and begs the question why. Why is such a rich country so poor? The answer is complicated, but it has to do with a combination of factors that have hindered the DRC's development and left its people struggling to survive. In this video, we'll dive into these factors and examine the history, politics, and economics that have shaped the DRC's present-day reality. From the legacy of colonialism to the ongoing conflict and exploitation of resources, we'll explore the complex web of issues that have led to the paradox of a rich country with a poor population. So, get ready for a deep dive into the story of the DRC. The Democratic Republic of Congo is located in Central Africa. It's the second largest country on the continent and the 11th largest in the world. The DRC spans over 2.3 million square kilometers, making it larger than Greenland and nearly as big as Western Europe combined. It shares borders with 9 other countries, including Angola, Zambia, and the Republic of Congo. Despite its vast size and immense natural wealth, the DRC has struggled with political instability, conflict, and poverty for decades. But to understand the present-day challenges facing the Democratic Republic of Congo, it's essential to look back at its history, particularly its colonial period. The DRC was once known as the Congo Free State, a colony controlled by the Belgian king, Leopold II, who used forced labor to extract rubber and ivory from the land. Under Leopold's rule, millions of Congolese people were subjected to brutal treatment, including torture, mutilation, and murder, all in the pursuit of profit. It's estimated that as many as 10 million people died during this period, which lasted from the late 19th until 1908 when the Belgian government took over control of the colony. Millions of Congolese people were enslaved and shipped to Europe and the Americas to work on plantations and in mines, and the country's resources were plundered to fuel the Industrial Revolution in Europe. Even after slavery was abolished in the 19th century, the Congo remained a target for resource extraction. When tires became a staple due to the rise of cars and bicycles, rubber was taken from the Congo. When World War I was fought, 75% of the copper used in bullet casings was mined in the Congo. And when the United States dropped 2 nuclear bombs on Japan in World War II, the uranium came from the Congo too. The DRC gained independence from Belgium in 1960, but its post-colonial history has been marked by instability, conflict, and exploitation. Due to the abundance of uranium in the region, the country became a battleground for rival powers, with the Soviet Union and its allies supporting leftist movements, and the United States and its allies backing conservative regimes. This led to several coups and rebellions, including the secession of Katanga province in the 1960s, which was supported by Belgian and Western mining interests. The DRC has also been plagued by a series of dictators who have looted the country's resources and suppressed dissent. The most notorious of these was Mobutu Sese Seko, who ruled the country from 1965 to 1997 and amassed a fortune estimated at $5 billion while the country's infrastructure and social services deteriorated. After Mobutu's downfall, the country experienced a brief period of democracy, but this was cut short by the outbreak of civil war in 1998. The war lasted until 2003, and in this time, millions of people died, railroads had been cut, and the economy was even worse off than it was before. From 1990 to 2001, the agricultural GDP of the country declined by 40% per person. Coffee, cocoa, palm oil, and cocoa exports went from $334 million American dollars worth in 1995 to a dismal $4.3 million in 2003. By 2005, peasants were producing a mere 8 million tons of cassava, less than half of the 20 million harvested in 1960. Yields for other foodstuffs, like corn and rice, were also down. Farming today has been reduced to mostly subsistence agriculture in a migrating slash-and-burn pattern, which is both inefficient and unsustainable. The conflict also crippled the local banking industry, though foreign firms and an informal banking system have since filled that void. The state of transportation in the Congo is probably the best indicator of the economic situation. In 2015, there were only 4,400 kilometers of quality roads, mostly in Kinshasa, Lubumbashi, and around the ports in the west near Matadi. This leaves many population centers isolated from one another. Reaching Kisangani requires either a plane or a boat, and a few weeks to paddle up the Congo River. Around 5,000 kilometers of railways are present in the Congo, and they mostly link mines in Katanga to Matadi and other ports. But unfortunately, mines can't do everything for the economy. While they have greatly contributed to the industrialization of Lubumbashi and Katanga as a whole, their wealth has not been shared with the rest of the country. And of course, the Congolese economy was hurt in 2015 when growth in China, which is a major trading partner, slumped, and in 2016 Parliament made a few proposals to promote agriculture in an attempt to diversify the economy. One thing that is looking up for the Congo right now is the demand for cobalt. This blue rock is all the rage now due to its applications for lithium-ion batteries in the nascent electric car industry. The country produces between a half and two-thirds of the world's supply. Unfortunately, much of that is extracted by foreign companies, and as much as 14% of domestic production is dug up by people with shovels, in an incredibly unsafe manner. Chinese firms have few concerns about buying the minerals mined in such unfortunate scenarios. Gécamines, one of the largest mining companies in Africa, has been benefiting from the rise in cobalt demand, though it frequently gets in spats with partners over how much money they are owed. The same goes for the government, which is constantly sparring with foreign firms over taxes. Then there is of course the war in the east and the unrest in Kasai, which makes everything worse. Despite its abundant natural resources, the DRC's economy has struggled to develop and remains one of the poorest in the world. The country has a GDP of $63 billion in 2022, with an economic growth estimated at 6.1%. As the war in Ukraine is still ongoing, the inflation lifted to an estimated 9.5%. The mining sector is a significant contributor to the DRC's economy, accounting for approximately 20% of GDP and 95% of export revenue. Despite all these challenges that the DRC faced in the past and is still facing today, its economy has the potential to grow and diversify with significant opportunities in sectors such as tourism, manufacturing, and services. However, this will require sustained investment and reform, as well as a focus on improving governance and addressing the underlying structural issues that have hindered economic development in the country. Currently, in Congo, financial gains go predominantly to foreign corporations that export the raw materials obtained at extremely cheap prices. Given persistent conflicts in the East, DRC's immediate challenge is to strengthen security and maintain political and macroeconomic stability, while stepping up ongoing reforms to ensure sustainable growth. The climate in Congo is equatorial tropical, with 2 rainy seasons including very high rainfalls and high temperature year-round. Unlimited green energy resources, hydropower, wind, solar, and thermal. Ultimately, it has a huge potential for green energy, and the most significant is hydropower. The Democratic Republic of Congo is home to some of the world's largest and most powerful rivers, making it one of the most promising regions for hydropower generation. The country has the potential to generate up to 100,000 megawatts of electricity, which could not only provide power to its own population but also to millions of people across the Africa. One of the most ambitious hydropower projects in the world is the Grand Nga Dam, which is planned to be built on the Congo River in the western part of the country. The Grand Nga Dam would be the largest hydropower project in the world, with the potential to generate up to 40,000 megawatts of electricity. This is more than twice the capacity of the current largest hydroelectric power station, China's Three Gorges Dam. The project is being developed in phases, with the first phase, Nga 3, expected to have a capacity of 4,800 megawatts. The project has faced several delays due to issues such as funding and political instability, but the DRC government remains committed to its completion. In 2021, the government signed an agreement with a consortium of Chinese and Spanish firms to develop the project, with construction expected to begin in 2022. If completed, the Grand Nga Dam could transform the energy landscape of the African continent, providing electricity to as many as 500 million people across the region. The project has the potential to unlock economic development, improve living standards, and reduce poverty in the DRC and beyond. However, the project has also faced criticism from environmental groups who argue that large-scale hydropower projects can have significant negative impacts on ecosystems and local communities. Critics have also raised concerns about corruption, governance, and human rights issues in the DRC, which could undermine the project's potential benefits. Despite these challenges, the development of hydropower resources in the DRC has the potential to transform the energy landscape of the African continent, providing clean, reliable, and affordable power to millions of people. And besides hydro energy, the Democratic Republic of Congo is home to the world's second largest rainforest, which is one of the most stunning and biodiverse places on Earth. This lush jungle covers an area of about 155 million hectares, providing a home to more than 10,000 species of plants and over 1,000 species of birds. The forest is also home to some of the rarest and most endangered animals in the world, including gorillas, chimpanzees, bonobos, and okapis. Apart from being a wildlife haven, the rainforest has enormous potential for sustainable tourism and timber production. Imagine taking a hike through the jungle, surrounded by unique wildlife, listening to the calls of the birds, and experiencing nature in its purest form. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, that's what the DRC has to offer. The forest is also a treasure trove of timber, including some of the world's most expensive hardwoods like ebony, mahogany, and teak. However, the rapid pace of illegal logging and poor forestry practices in the past has led to deforestation and degradation of the forest. Additionally, the forest is under threat from climate change, poaching, and mining. It's a challenge that requires cooperation between the government and conservation groups to develop strategies for protecting the forest and its biodiversity, while also promoting sustainable economic development. In conclusion, the Democratic Republic of Congo is a country with tremendous potential, blessed with vast natural resources, rich biodiversity, and abundant hydropower resources. Unfortunately, decades of political instability, corruption, and exploitation by foreign powers have kept the Congolese people in poverty and prevented the country from realizing its true potential. The exploitation of Congo's natural resources has been one of the main reasons for the country's economic stagnation and underdevelopment. The diamond industry, in particular, has been a source of immense wealth for foreign companies and their local partners but has done little to benefit the Congolese people. However, there are reasons for hope. The development of the Grand Inga Dam and other hydropower projects could transform the country's energy sector and provide electricity to millions of people. And the preservation of Congo's rainforest, one of the world's most vital ecosystems, could provide economic benefits through sustainable tourism and responsible timber harvesting. As the Democratic Republic of Congo continues to navigate its path toward a more prosperous future, it will require international support and investment, as well as a commitment from its leaders to prioritize the needs of the Congolese people above their interests. By working together, there is a chance to turn Congo's immense potential into a reality and provide a better future for its people. Thanks for watching so far. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe for more documentaries. Until next time, take care of yourself. Peace.